Namaste. Hi, friends. I'm Taryn, and welcome to my home. So right now we're at the end of April. End of April. We've been stuck in our homes, and I say stuck loosely because I consider it a blessing. But we have been isolated from each other for quite a while. And I feel like what's happening now is we're reaching this point where everybody's just simply craving connection. And it's those things that we kind of took for granted, I think, that we're starting to realize. We miss hugging our friends. We miss gathering for parties, birthday parties, all kinds of celebrations. We just miss simply going out into the world and, shaking someone's hand that you just met, or we miss these simple things. But if we can look on the other side and see, well, perhaps there are some blessings that we have been able to receive as a result, I think it helps a little bit with that feeling of being removed. Being at home, we've been able to connect with our loved ones, our immediate loved ones that we perhaps live with. We can maybe take care of our bodies in different ways that we didn't consider before. But at least in my experience, and from when I talk to friends, this is what I've also heard, is that this quiet time that we're able to be home without all the busyness is we're able to really get quiet and reflect within ourselves. And it becomes a sweet connection to ourselves. So my intention in gathering with you all today and for our practice together, my intention is to simply move our bodies in a way that creates space so that we can open the heart and connect with ourself. And the self is actually capital S. It may look like, on the outside, it may look like backbends or shoulder openers or chest openers, this kind of physical representation of creating space. That's what's happening on the outside. But on the inside, I want you to think about creating space where perhaps we've been closed or maybe even just a little bit disconnected from. So I do hope that you enjoy your practice today with me. If you are newer to yoga, I do recommend having some props handy. Have a blanket, have maybe pillows, have some yoga blocks and a strap if you have all of that kind of stuff. Modify as you need to. I consider this vinyasa style flow practice to be pretty accessible for anybody who wants to jump in. But if you are working with any specific injuries, maybe just peek ahead and see what we're doing to see how you can modify. Or if you need to skip something, by all means, just skip it. As I always say, yoga should not hurt. Okay, this is just yoga, and we're here to be with our bodies, to be in our bodies, to be with our breath, and to simply enjoy and find some peace. So, let's get to it. So if you have yoga props at home, a blanket might be helpful for any seated postures, if you have tender knees when you're kneeling, that kind of stuff. Yoga blocks, if you have them. You can also stack books. Really anything can be, you can even use pillows. They'll just collapse more. But if you have these, beautiful. If not, no worries. We will make do without. But we are going to start in a chest heart opener. If you don't have blocks, you're just going to simply lay on your back with your arms cactused like this. So if you don't have blocks, you lay flat. Otherwise, grab your 2 blocks. You're going to put one tall, notice that it's the tallest height, it's going to go underneath your head, and then the second block is on the middle height, and it's going to go lengthwise across the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. So you're going to lie down. So bottom tips of the shoulder blades on that bottom block, and then the other tall block underneath your head. So you want to feel as though, look at that block, right? You want to feel as though this block here is pressing the chest upwards so that the shoulders can melt down. The backs of the hands are on the floor. And your chin, your nose, your forehead, they're all lined up. We don't want to have the chin tucked, and we don't want to have the chin too high. Okay, so find a placement with that block where you feel as though your head is nice and level. And you're going to stay here. Now, for tender lower backs, or even if it's just first thing in the morning and your back has not been warmed up, it might feel really nice just to keep the knees bent, but you can also straighten your legs. Close your eyes. And now move into the whole circumference of the rib cage with your breath. And slowly start to deepen the breath. Feel the chest rise when you inhale. And feel the chest lower when you exhale. And then next time you inhale, can you move more into the side ribs? Inhale, feel the side ribs expand. And when you exhale, feel the side ribs move back in. And then as you inhale, next time feel the back ribs press into the block. And then as you exhale, feel the whole rib cage melt onto your block. Can you put all of that together? Inhale, breathe into the front of the chest, side ribs, back ribs. And then as you exhale, feel everything move easily back into center. So you create the nice steady rhythm. As you deepen your breath, you may even feel as though you have to yawn. You may feel like maybe a cough comes up. All of these things are very natural as you start to move deeper into the lungs. And then also, when you start to slow down the breath, the nervous system starts to shift over to a parasympathetic state. So you might notice that you become a little bit more relaxed. And go ahead and bend your knees. So even if you're laying flat without blocks underneath you, everybody's going to bend knees, and we're just going to simply roll to one side. And we're going to move these blocks to the side and come into a child's pose. Perhaps quickly managing hair. So, first start with the arms extended, and you're going to stay on fingertips. So notice my fingertips are pressing down and the palms are sort of tented. And you're going to keep high up on the fingertips. Keep the outer arms wrapping under and firming in. So your arms are nice and straight. So think about the forearms moving away from your mat as you lower the chest and forehead to the floor. You're going to stay on fingertips and walk the hands deeply to the right so that you feel this left side body open. And then take the hands all the way over to the left side of your mat. Stay up on fingertips. Now, moving into the right side, keep pulling the right hip back as you soften down. And walk the hands back to center. Rise up onto hands and knees. So we'll start warming up the wrists. Something that I find to be crucial in any vinyasa or flowing kind of practice where you're moving continuously and you're on your hands quite a bit. So we'll start by flipping our fingers back so the palms are flat. Now you can stay right over with the shoulders over the wrists. You can also sit your seat back. Of course, that moves deeper into the wrists. Only go to your edge. If the heels of the hands come off just a little bit, no problem. Keep the shoulder blades down the back. Press the palms down. Maybe go a little side to side. And then we're going to take the hands all the way around in the opposite direction. Shoulder blades back. So make sure the shoulders stay down away from your ears. You can move a little bit side to side, circles. Keep your arms really straight. And now bring your hands back to traditional fingers forward. And then you're going to do one hand at a time where you press your finger pads down. So press the fingertips down and just lift the heels of the hands so you keep the knuckles on the floor. So one and then down and then the other. You're going to go up and down. Maybe you go both. Good. And then sit back, circle it out, shake it out. Walk your hands forward of the shoulders. Notice that the wrists are not right underneath the shoulders. You're going to keep the outer arms hugging in, and the front ribs need to stay pulling back. Curl the toes under, and then lift your knees. Keep them bent. As you lift your sit bones high, press your hands down and forward and steer your chest back. Now allow the head to just align with the upper arms. Notice my knees are still bent. I'm going to allow this to create some space in my lower back to really lift the pelvis up. And then I can start to press my thigh bones back. Keep pressing my hands forward. Press my thigh bones back and maybe the heels melt down. Lift up high onto the toes. And melt the heels down. Lift high up onto your toes, bend your knees a little bit, and then swivel your heels to the right. Press into your left hand. Come back up. Keep the knees bent. Swivel your heels to the left. Keep pressing into your right hand. Come back to center. Press the thigh bones back. Now I like to call this next move spinal waves. So you're going to move between your downward dog and plank by really articulating through your spine. First, draw the chin towards the chest and really move with the upper back as you shift forward into plank, and then uncurl and pull the crown of the head forward. Bend your knees and pull it back. Chin to chest, inhale. Exhale, pull it back. You can also do this on your knees. Inhale, forward. Exhale, pull it back. Stay here. Take a big step or even little baby steps. Come to the top edge of your mat. And you're going to hang here in Uttanasana, forward fold. I highly recommend starting with the knees bent, just to give your hamstrings a little extra time to open up. You're going to let the head hang. So you have two options here. You can hold opposite elbows and drape like a rag doll. You can also interlace your hands behind your back, or you can even grab a strap and squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other, squeeze the upper arms, and reach the knuckles behind you. So your choice, how deeply you want to go into your forward fold. Stay with your breath. Your breath is a very, very good friend in your yoga practice, but it's also a mirror often to whatever may be going on mentally or even physically. So when the breath stops, something else has most likely stopped. Let your hands release down. If they're interlaced behind you, hands come down. Bring the hands to your hips. Pull the heart forward, strong legs. Inhale, hinge up. And come to Tadasana. Okay. Starting at the top edge of our mat, in Tadasana, mountain pose. Keep the front ribs contained so that you have the core engaged, just to keep the back safe as we forward fold. So engage your thighs. Root down through your feet. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Now inhale the heart forward and only come up halfway. Keep the shoulder blades pulling down the back. Exhale, fold and pull the navel towards the spine. Inhale, rise up, stand on your legs, reach up. Exhale to center. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale the heart forward. This time as you exhale, the left foot's going to step back. The knee comes down to the earth. Go ahead and uncurl those back toes. Inhale, reach up. Stay here through your exhale. Take another inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, hands down, tuck the back toes and step into downward dog. Keep the outer arms hugging in and really press into the inner edge of your hands. Specifically, we have that knuckle of the index finger and the thumb. They need to stay pressing down so that we avoid leaning into the outer hand. So keep the inner edges of your hands rooted firmly. Come forward into plank pose. Keep your heart pulling forward. Now either keep your knees lifted or bring the knees first. Bend at the elbows and lower all the way down. Press your feet down. Press the pelvis down. When you press your pelvis down, think about pressing and anchoring your pubic bone into your mat. So not over clenching the glutes. They do work. They are going to engage, but you don't want to over clench the glutes. Keep pressing the tops of the feet down. Now pull your palms back so you could slide the chest forward, hug your elbows in, and then when you lift up, inhale, exhale, lower. Again, inhale, lift the chest. Cobra pose. This is Bhujangasana. Exhale, lower. One more time. Feet down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes. Keep the ribs contained, belly contained. Press up and back into down dog. Slow, deep breath. Now lift your heels, bend your knees looking forward. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, heart forward. And then exhale your right foot back. Set the knee on the earth. Uncurl the toes. The inhale reaches you up. Take another inhale. And then you exhale to let it go. Tuck the back toes. Step it back, down dog. So really engaging the upper arm muscles. Think about the biceps and the triceps. Hugging your upper arm bones. Shift forward to plank pose. Exhale as you lower all the way down. Inhale to cobra, lift the heart. Exhale, lower. Tuck your toes, ribs and belly in, press up. Exhale, down dog. Slow down the pace of the breath. Lift your heels, bend the knees. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale the heart forward. Exhale, lower. Inhale, reach to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Adding on. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold over. Really engage your quads as you fold. Inhale, heart forward, shoulder blades pull down the back, ribs contained. Exhale, step your left foot back. This time you're staying with that back knee off the earth. But as you press the back leg to straight, avoid moving with the knee joint. Think about pressing your left thigh bone, this femur bone, towards the sky and lengthen the inseam of the back leg back. Now pull the heart forward and hug your right hip in. Leave your left hand down. You can also put it on a block. Reach the right hand to the sky. Release the right hand down and straighten the front leg. Bend the front knee, step back, plank pose this time. So the shoulders are right over the wrists, outer arms are hugging in. Now really draw the front ribs in and pull the shoulder blades down your back. Keep your legs really strong. Shift forward, bend at your elbows, and this time only halfway to chaturanga. As you inhale, flip over to the tops of the feet and open the heart, upward dog. Exhale, pull the belly back, downward dog. Slow it down, press into your hands, press into the feet. Really lengthen the spine up. Lift your heels, bend your knees. This time as you exhale, get fully empty. Let all of your breath out and then hop your feet forward. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Reach up. Exhale to your heart. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, chest forward. As you exhale, the right foot's going to step back this side. Finding your high lunge again. Remember, we're pressing with the top of the right thigh. This outer left hip needs to hug back and in. Now your right hand stays down, left hand up, twist. And then left hand down, straighten the front leg. Bend the front knee, step into plank. Collarbones are wide. Really pull your palms back so that the heart can burst forward. Shift forward, chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Exhale, get empty and feel light hop forward. Inhale, chest forward. Exhale, fold in. Inhale, rise up. Exhale to your heart. Now sink the weight back into your heels. Bring the big toes to touch. Sit back. Utkatasana, chair pose. Outer arms are going to firm in. Get really strong in this outer arm here. Inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, heart forward. Exhale, step, or if you're hopping, you hop to chaturanga. Inhale, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, float the right leg up. As you exhale, open the hip and bend the knee. Really press into both of your hands. Keep both arms straight and strong. Inhale, lift the leg. And as you exhale, pull the knee to the nose. Inhale the leg up. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Inhale, the leg goes up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. Squeeze in tightly, get really strong. Push down. Inhale, the leg up. Exhale, pull the thigh in tightly, step it forward. Now your back heel spins down. Press into that back foot. Open out, warrior two. It's really beautiful here to settle into the legs, especially when there's a lot of movement and back and forth. my heart rate is up. So take this moment here to really ground down into the legs and feet. This front arm, this right arm, is going to spin up. Now reach straight up. Bend your elbow and bring the hand to the nape of the neck. This back arm, the left arm, is going to internally rotate, sweep it around so you're clasping your hands. Now if they don't meet, don't worry about it. You can put a strap between your hands, but we're not here long, so don't worry about it if they don't meet. Reach that right elbow up and take it back. And then cartwheel the hands down. Step back, plank pose. We'll take a vinyasa. Exhale, lower. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, open the hip and bend your knee. Inhale, lift the leg. Square off the hips. Exhale, knee to nose. Push into your hands. Dome your back. Inhale the leg up. Exhale, knee to opposite elbow. Right elbow, touch it in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, knee to left elbow. Squeeze in tightly and push into your hands. Inhale it up. Exhale, step your foot forward. Back foot flat. Open it out. Warrior two. Settle into your legs. Adjust the clothes. This front arm, this left arm is going to spin up. Take the arm up, bend the elbow. Internally rotate right arm. Sweep the hand around and maybe you clasp. Now reach the left elbow up and tip back. Open it out. Cartwheel the hands down. Step back. Exhale to lower. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, float the right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Push into your hands. Pull the thigh in tightly. Step it forward. Now back knee is going to softly bend. Reach to the sky. Interlace your hands behind you. Create a clasp and then squeeze the shoulders back. Maybe you reach your knuckles back, but really keep the heart open and keep the ribs contained. That's key here to protecting the lower back. So if you need to bend your elbows, that's fine. Just make sure you can feel the space across the chest, but you're keeping the ribs contained in. Now lean forward, belly back, ribs in. Shift onto that right foot and lift off of your back foot. Squeeze the knuckles, open the heart. This left glute needs to really work to keep the leg lifted. Press out through your left foot. Make sure it's not hanging. Press out through your left foot. Burst the heart forward. Step back, crescent pose. Pull the hands to prayer. Shift forward, keep the belly back, ribs in. Rotate, hook your left elbow on this right leg. Press your palms together and spin the chest. Now, if this is too deep, your other option, your modification is back to left hand down, right hand up. So you just choose the depth of your twist. Press into the palms, chest spins to the right. Keep this outer right hip hugging in. Release the hands down. You can take a vinyasa or you can just simply skip it and head back to downward dog. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, pull it in tightly, tight, tight, tight. Step it forward. Back knee soft, crescent pose, reach up. And now interlace behind you. If you can remember which thumb was on top the first time, just switch it. Squeeze to open the heart. Keep the ribs contained, belly back. Tip forward, re-engage the front core, and then hop off of your back foot. So this right glute now is going to help to lift that right leg, press out of your right foot, and keep the heart pulling forward. Step it back, crescent. Hands to prayer. As you shift forward, the back leg straightens, and then you're going to rotate to the left, hooking the right elbow. And remember, the hand can come down as well if you're modifying. Press into the palms, spin your chest to the right, and hug this left hip in. Hands come down, vinyasa or downward dog. Shift forward and lower all the way to your belly. Okay, we're going to do some Shalabhasana variations. These are beautiful back bends to really strengthen the back of your body, because this really is very, very helpful if you're sitting a lot, if you're doing a lot of walking. This is going to be very helpful to help with the lower back. Okay, so first interlace the hands behind the back. Press into your feet. Inner thighs spin to the sky, tailbone reaches to the heels. Lift the shoulders away from the mat, reach the chest forward, and then lift the heart. And then lower down, turn your head to one side. Wiggle the hips a little bit. Bring your head to center, interlace, switch the clasp, other thumb on top. Lift the chest. Keep the tailbone pulling to the heels. Add your legs. When you add your legs, reach out of the big toes so the inner legs reach long. And then lower down, head to the other side. Shake it out. Come back to center. Press your hands next to you. Press into the tops of the feet, shoulders back. Inhale, upward dog. Lift the heart, shoulders back. Really press the tops of your thigh bones up to the sky. And then pull the belly button back, back, back as you transition into downward dog. Lower down onto your knees. Sit on your heels. Take a moment here, close the eyes. Arms are going to come out wide. And then you're going to sweep the right arm underneath. So the right arm comes underneath. You're crisscrossing basically at your elbows. And then bend the elbows. So you might stop right here. If you have the ability to wrap again, you're going to wrap the forearms around and bring your palms to touch. But keep your elbows in line with your shoulders if possible. Now press your forearms forward. Keep the belly and ribs back. Turn your head from side to side. Let's make sure the neck doesn't tighten up. Now press your fingertips to the sky. And then as you exhale, pull the elbows towards the belly button and curl in. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, curl it in. One more time, inhale. Exhale, curl it in. Come back to neutral. Now when you reach the arms out, reach the fingertips away from each other and press the backs of the hands back. Okay, and then switch. So now we have left elbow underneath. So this is always an option, just cross at the elbows. You can still press your elbows forward. If you can press palms together, great. But feel the shoulder blades pulling away from the spine. You want to feel the protraction of the shoulder blades to create some space at the back of the heart. And now press your fingertips to the sky. Exhale, pull them in. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull it in. Now come back to neutral. Again, arms are going to go wide. Reach your fingertips away from your heart. Press the backs of the hands back. And then down. Circle out the neck. And then come to a seat, and I want you to grab a block. Put the block between your legs, right here between your thighs. Now, this is really easy to modify. You can put anything between. You can put a blanket, you can put a pillow, anything that will give you something to hug into, just so you have the inner legs engaged. And you're going to hug that block. Now lift the spine tall and reach your hands forward. Plug the shoulders back. Keep hugging that block. And then tip back. Cinch the whole middle of you in. Waist hugs in. Belly button back. Lower back draws in. Press down into your sit bones. Inhale, lift the arms, lift tall. Exhale, sit it back. Inhale, lift tall. Exhale, sit it back. And then come to neutral. Come up a little higher. Bring your hands to prayer. Hug the block. Exhale, rotate the chest to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, rotate to the right. Now you're using the obliques here to help rotate you, so you might not go very far. Inhale. Exhale, go left. Inhale. Exhale, right. Inhale. Exhale, release. Put that block to the side. You will need it again. Take the knees out to the sides. Feet together, lift the chest. And exhale to fold. Soften the breath. Lift your chest. Help the knees come together. And then go ahead and lie down on your back. I suggest removing ponytails. We're going to kind of come into a supported bridge. So you're going to want this block. Bring your feet in. They're only going to stay hip width. Shoulder blades are underneath the heart. And then press into your feet. Lift the pelvis. Slip the block underneath the pelvis. You should feel your sacrum on that block. So if you look at where my block is, it's not in my lower back. Okay, it's underneath my pelvis. And the shoulder heads are pressing down. So this is a beautiful place to be. But there's a few things you could do if you wanted to add anything to this pose. My favorite thing to do here is to straighten the legs. Feels so good on the hip flexors. It really opens the belly. So if you ever have like a tummy ache, or if you're like me and your belly just feels like it needs more space, it kind of needs a little bit of help every now and then, this really opens up. When you open this belly space up, breathe into that space, and you might actually start to feel little gurgles, or you might even hear your tummy start to make noise, and that's great. We want that. We need our digestion moving. We need to be processing, and we need to be allowing our food to nourish us and move through the body. But if this creates any pulling or pain in the lower back, then you have a couple options. You could just simply take the block down a height. You can just move it so it's flat. Or you can work one leg at a time. Or just simply skip the straight leg variation. Now the next step from here, we're going to pull the feet in, and then take the legs straight up. So a very gentle, modified inversion, we would consider this. Our feet above the heart slightly above the head. There is really beautiful circulation benefits to getting the legs up like this. Bring the feet down when you're ready. Press into the feet, lift the hips, slip the block out, and then slowly roll the spine down. Hug the right knee into the chest. And then cross the right ankle over that left knee. So you can stay here, especially if your hips are on the tighter side, this is a great place to be. Or reach through the legs and pull the left leg in. Keep that right foot actively flexed. I always encourage nice deep exhalations whenever it comes to the hips because they are stubborn. So your exhalations are going to help ease into any releases that need to happen in those hips. And we'll switch sides, right foot down, hug your left knee, and then cross the ankle over. Either stay here or reach through and pull the legs in. Release the feet down. You're going to take your feet maybe as wide as the mat. I like to angle my toes slightly in. You might find that helps with the knees. Let your knees rest together. Take your right hand and lay it on your heart, your left hand on your lower belly. Close the eyes. And then breathe into the lower belly. Breathe into the space underneath your right hand, breathing into the heart. Allow the breath to move freely, without obstruction, without control. What does it feel like to breathe while having your hands on your heart? Can you feel your heart beating? What does your breath sound like? Do you feel as though maybe there is a time when the breath gets stuck? Do you observe or notice that maybe it's easier to breathe into either the heart or the belly? Does one area feel more open? Does one area feel more receptive? Without judgment, you're not trying to change anything, you are just simply being an observer. Get to know your breath. Get to know the beating of your own heart. So that you can connect to yourself on a deeper energetic level. And as you're ready, the arms are going to come by your sides and the legs will straighten. We'll set up for Shavasana. Completely surrendering your body weight over to the earth below you. This earth below you is strong. It is stable. And you are held and supported. You are more than welcome to stay for as long as you need. You are ready to move, bend your knees, roll to one side, press yourself up to a seat. Eyes stay closed. Feeling the peace from deep within. Join your palms together in front of the heart. This is Anjali Mudra. This is a sealing in of our work, of our divine connection. And as always, sitting in this deep gratitude for this practice, because this practice is a really beautiful teacher. So in gratitude for this practice, we bow our chins down to the heart. The light in me, the divine in me, bows to and honors the divine and the light in each and every one of you. Namaste.